Sit down.
Common Sense, New Hampshire. Live, raw, and unedited. Call 603-217-5400. We want to hear from you. I'm the voice of Common Sense, New Hampshire, the boss lady, Erin D. And now your hosts, Bernie D., Craig Driggers, and Mad Mike.
Good evening, Common Sense New Hampshire. How's everyone doing? I'm a little loud tonight. I think.
Hey.
You do sound loud.
Yeah, I do.
for
I
some
do.
reason. I keep having to adjust my headphone levels, and I think
Yeah,
it's
I
just because of you.
Is that good or bad? I don't know.
Yeah, really. I don't know.
He's always loud.
Yeah,
Wow.
I've noticed that. Yeah.
Getting nailed already.
No mic.
No Mike.
Very sad.
No Mike.
To report.
Mike's on assignment. As a matter of fact, he's in Providence, Rhode Island. Something happening at work. He'll be calling in to give us some details of what's going on. Actually, it has something to do with DHL.
Mm-hmm.
Don't want to say much. I'm going to let him lead that particular topic.
Yep.
But we want to welcome everybody for being here as well, listening. Couple of things going on right now. Our submission to Spotify and our submission to iHeartRadio is in progress. They're going through the whole review process, and it looks good. That's the only thing I know. So hopefully this week we'll know more about it. So yeah, I'm excited about that.
And you guys just got back from a little mini vacation.
Yeah, we needed that. As a matter of fact, a week ago we went down to Foxwoods, and we're going to be talking about nightmare vacations, and something actually did happen to us. And we're
that's crazy.
We're not going to exaggerate. We're just gonna
Elaborate.
tell you guys, we're just gonna tell you guys our experience and stuff. Foxwoods does really cool things, and Foxwoods does some really weird things. And we'll get into that in just a few minutes and everything. Anyway, my name is Bernie D.
That is.
That would be Craig Driggers.
Oh, I'm Craig Driggers. Hi. Yes, I am Craig Driggers. I am. For right now.
And the boss lady.
The Common Sense.
Wait, the voice? We've been doing this for, 9 months?
Let's do this again.
The voice of Common Sense New Hampshire.
You are not Common Sense. I can tell you that. The voice, maybe. I'm just kidding.
What you drinking there, Aaron?
A chocolate frosty.
A chocolate frosty. Nice.
And a Wendy's cup.
And thank you so much for mine. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I know, right? I know.
I've actually been sick since last Saturday.
Oh, really?
And it just,
I've noticed that when we were outside, you sounded a little nasally. We had an intern years ago at 106.3, and she was interning on the morning show. She showed up the first day. She walks in the door, and she's like, hey guys, and this was during the Jim and Bethany days. They were the morning show hosts. She walks in with a large iced coffee, and that's it, just her own large iced coffee. And from that point forward, she was one way. That's what she was on the rest of the whole time that she interned on the show. And she was on there for a while. That was her. She was one way. Nobody ever knew her name. Nobody ever cared. But she was one way. Yeah. just saying, Aaron.
Erin does not function without coffee as well. You can't talk to her. Don't even.
It's currently in the car.
Yeah.
Just
there you
don't ask her anything. Don't.
I used to be that way. I am so unbelievably dehydrated right now. It's crazy. I woke up this morning and my legs were so cramped up I could barely walk.
Ooh.
It was really bad, and I'm steering away from beer,
Alcohol will
and
do that to
I'm
you.
familiar with the negative effects of alcohol.
There is something. There's this clear liquid that you can drink. It's called water.
Wait, what?
Or Gatorade.
Wait, it's called what? I've been drinking water all day. All damn day. Nothing but water. So boring.
Yeah, I know.
Bored. I'm so bored with water.
There's no flavor in water.
No, that's the thing.
What's up with that?
I don't know. They make this crap that you can put in it and make it flavorful, and that stuff sucks. Sorry, flavored water, people, but your product sucks.
It's made with artificial sweeteners, which is even worse for you.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. So yeah. No. My consumption of liquids used to be so bad. I'd wake up in the morning, and this was every single day, 365 days a year, I would wake up and I would have at least a pot of coffee. and right around noon or so, I would switch to Diet Coke, and I would drink Diet Coke until I went to sleep.
Wow.
Next day, start with a pot of coffee, drink Diet Coke it was awful. And when I started getting more healthy and started trying to lose weight and shit, I started cutting down the coffee, and I cut soda completely out of my diet, you know. It's rare now that I drink any soda. It's usually just beer. Pretty much all I consume now as far as liquid goes, beer. Sometimes coffee.
My dad would literally just drink coffee all day long.
Wow.
Whether it be hot coffee or iced coffee. He'd make a pot of coffee in the morning, and whatever was left over in the pot when he'd get home from work.
Right.
That's what he'd make an iced coffee out of it.
Well, I'll do that too because I don't want to waste the coffee. You know what I mean? But
Well, I mean, obviously, drinking coffee, the caffeine in moderation is not so bad. But when you add the cream and the sugar and stuff like that,
yeah, and that was the
obviously-
thing is that I would like go to Dunkin' Donuts or whatever, like on my way to work, and I would always get a large iced mocha regular. I fucking love those things. Even now, when I go to Dunkin's, I usually don't get a large, I'll just get a medium, but I get the iced mocha. But it's not an everyday thing, you know what I mean? Like it was before. Oh, so bad. And then I'd go to Burger King, and I would get a triple Whopper with cheese, right? and this crazy ass thing that they don't even have on the menu anymore. They have it online. It's called a quad stacker, right? And it's just as disgusting as it sounds. It's 4 patties with 4 slices of cheese, and then this crazy ass sauce that they put on top of it. And oh my god, it was so good. So good, and such a heart attack waiting to happen. I can't even believe I ate like that. And then, of course, I get a large fry. Oh, God.
And with a Diet Coke.
With a Diet Coke, yes. Naturally with a Diet Coke, because I was trying to, be healthy. Yeah, triple Whopper with cheese and a quad stacker. Look it up sometime on their website. Shane and I were at Burger King the other day, and I asked just for shits and giggles if they still make the quad stacker, and the girl looked at me like, I have no idea what that is. I'm like, well, I know it's still on the website, like the corporate website. And she was like, yeah, I don't think that. I'm like, good. That's America right there.
Yeah.
My mother yells at me all the time because I've cut down a lot, and you could ask, Bernie could testify to this. I used to get a large iced coffee when I went to Dunkin's. I used to get a large iced coffee with 8 creams, 8 sugars.
Whoa, my God.
Now I'm on Starbucks, and
yeah, there you go.
I started with 10 sugars, and I've gotten down to 5. So.
Right.
Then we're going to see if we can cut down even more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Let us know. Hit us up on the page if you have some crazy ass shit that you need in the morning.
Yeah, exactly. If you have any morning rituals, give us a call.
Right.
603-217-5400. You can even tweet us. All our social media is up, so hit us up. Let us know.
I'm surprised that you still frequent Starbucks with how much they've been in the news lately, Aaron. Do you know that Starbucks has been in the news lately?
Well, I heard a couple things about how, some of the troops had they wrote to Starbucks or whatever, and Starbucks sent them back a letter saying that they don't agree with the war, so they won't send them free coffee or something.
Oh my God!
But you know what? That's unfortunately as a company, that's their prerogative.
Right.
And,
yeah, but still.
And you can't, I don't know.
Well, they've been in the news quite a few times recently because of racial stuff, which is kind of funny. Not funny, but it's interesting that it keeps coming up.
Right, correct. It's reoccurring.
The New York Post just had a thing that says, too little, too late. It says the Starbucks racial bias backlash may eventually be among the most expensive in its history for the fast food industry. The Seattle-based coffee chain is swiftly reacting to the stinging public blowback that following the controversial April 12 arrests of 2 innocent black businessmen at a Philadelphia Starbucks, and its plan of action could cost millions of dollars. According to analysts, the chain intends to close its more than 8,000 company-owned stores nationwide on May 29th for anti-racial bias classroom instructions for its 175,000 employees. So, weird shit happening at Starbucks, man. Personally, I've never really been a big fan of Starbucks. Their coffee always tastes burnt to me. It's just maybe a personal preference, but I don't know why. I also don't like spending 5 times the amount for. And I don't like the venti thing. Just give me a large. I get a large, and they're like, "Oh, you want a venti?" And I'm like, "No, I want a large." And they're like, "Then you want a venti?" I'm like, "No, I fucking said large. We're communicating. I want a large here. Don't make me have to say this word. I just want a large."
Unfortunately, that's how they do their sizes. It's a grande. It's a grande. Venti.
A Grande. No, it's
I forget what it is. It's a Grande Venti, a Trenta, but what's the small one? I forget what the small one is.
I don't remember.
I can't remember anyway. But no, some of the coffees are actually not bad. I mean, yes, some of the coffees do taste bitter and burnt and stuff like that. But they do have this blonde coffee that actually is pretty smooth. I drink that. But, yeah, you
Well,
know.
we'll see if they stay in business with all this racial bullshit.
Yeah,
I'm sure they'll stay in business, but nevertheless.
You're right, though. You're right, though. But the thing is I guess we're kind of classifying, what happens at one Starbucks location doesn't necessarily reflect on other locations as well.
Sure.
But it does have a representation of this persona, if you will, for the company. You know what I mean? So
When it's repetitive, it's weird. It
Right.
starts to become a cycle.
The Starbucks that we go to, which is right down the street from our house. I mean, they're so nonchalant about everything. Like there's a guy that we call a creepy van guy. Who's homeless. He drives one of the big cargo vans. He literally has, I've seen inside of it as I was walking by one day. He has a bed, a microwave, a fridge. He's got a kitchen table.
Wow,
He's
nice.
got, but he sits outside in the Starbucks parking lot right next to the building to tap into their Wi-Fi.
Oh.
Every single day. And he's there from, who knows when he gets there.
Right.
Till past closing
Wow.
because I've seen him there.
Sounds like a smart guy.
But yet,
But it's creepy, though.
I suppose, yeah.
You know what I mean? It looks like a 1980s van, and the guy just looks like he's ready to strike on somebody. And actually, as a matter of fact, we went yesterday,
yeah,
and a couple of cops were actually talking to him.
Yeah.
Because I guess somebody finally did call. I knew it was ultimately going to happen. They were going to call on him.
but he was back today, so...
Oh, I don't know. He wasn't parked in front of Starbucks. If you notice,
Yeah.
he was parked more on the building where
side.
Kohl's is. If you know the layout over at.
But you can probably still tap into the Wi-Fi right there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can.
Speaking of restaurants, I got to give a shout out to this guy. We went to Wendy's. Went to KFC. We went to the KFC on 2nd Street in Manchester yesterday. And coolest dude ever, this guy, Frank. He's got 7 kids right behind the counter. I mean, just the funnest person ever. I mean, this guy was so unbelievably cool. So much so that we actually had the manager come over to compliment him, to tell the manager that how great this guy Frank was. So, yeah, Frank over at the KFC, 2nd Street, Manchester. Stop in there and talk to Frank. He's a super cool guy. 7 kids, unbelievable.
Yeah, I love when you go into places like that and you get to meet people that just love life. It could be one of the simplest jobs, but you know what? Just putting that happy smile. And
he made it. It was unbelievable. It was just really funny dude, really polite, really. I mean, it was a really good guy. It was cool. We weren't even going to eat there. We were going to get it to go, and then we decided to eat there because we were hungry. And then I'm glad that we did because this guy, super cool dude, Frank.
We've got a guy down at, obviously, most of our listeners know that me and Bernie go to Foxwoods a lot. But since I can even remember, there's a shuttle driver. His name we call him Larry. Well, actually, that's his name is Larry, but he started as one of the night shuttle drivers, and he just got to the point where he sees us now, and he's like, "It's my family from New Hampshire," and
nice, that's cool.
So when we were getting ready to leave the other day, he switched to days, so we don't really get to see him as much, but he actually pulled up to pick up from the hotel that we were staying at.
Yep.
We saw him. I ran on the bus. I gave him a huge hug. And everybody's staring at us like,
oh my God,
who the hell are these people?
Right, yeah. That's awesome. Larry, huh? Sounds like a cool dude.
Yeah.
Well,
he's an older gentleman, and he literally, he just loves his job.
Yeah, that's cool.
The one thing that I definitely want to point out, though, speaking of Foxwoods, is a lot of people are probably thinking, oh, well, Bernie and Aaron go to Foxwoods all the time and have all this money, to gamble and
you
stuff.
guys are so freaking loaded.
We're not that rich. I just want to point out that, we take advantage of some of the free stuff that we get,
right.
that we get, and sometimes we just go and relax, and we take advantage of the free pools and
bingo.
the bingo and the freebies that we get.
What people don't realize how thrifty you guys are actually.